Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline, and we just got back from the movies. We just saw Mary Poppins Returns. We had a lot of fun seeing this movie. I thought it was very heartwarming and it was really sweet. So this is kind of like, I know that they're calling it like a reimagining, but I would definitely say it's kind of like a sequel type, because
it's definitely a sequel.
Yeah, I don't know why.
This literally takes place in the future. It's Michael and Jane as adults.
So basically what it really is about is it's family. They don't have much money and things are pretty bad for them, and then Mary Poppins comes in and she takes care of all the bank's children, and she kind of takes over, and the music is really fun. I will say, don't compare this to the original, because I feel like the original is like untouchable almost, you know?
Well,
like,
I don't think anything can measure up to the original. I thought that this was a great movie. I really did. And I think that she did an amazing, incredible job as Mary Poppins. I think that that's a really, really hard role to play. And I think that she had she just really captured the character and her expressions and her personality and the acting. It was all part. It was great. Yeah, she was the best part of the movie.
She was the best part. I really loved having her as Mary Poppins, because, you know, you got Julie Andrews as Mary Poppins, and like you can't really measure up, but I think that Emily Blunt did such an amazing job.
Yeah, she really
portraying such an iconic character. And like I said, don't really compare this to the original, because like the music, like, because I think Marcella, you had said that like you went in there thinking that we were gonna, like, we all went in there thinking like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious was gonna be.
Well, I went in there thinking at least like one of the original songs was going to be in the movie, and there's no, like, there's
hints of them. Like, there's a lot of
instrumental music with like weaving into the new music, I think, kind of. So I think that was my only thing that I wanted, was maybe like a little bit more of a nostalgic feel to the first one. But I think that this still was a great movie, and I would definitely give it, like maybe an A-.
I would give it an A-. I think A-.
I think A- is a solid rating. Yeah, I thought that it was really fun. I still think the new music is really, really great.
For me,
I didn't like all the songs. Some of them were just like I liked, but I didn't love all of them. I think that there's maybe like, there's a handful that I really did enjoy, though.
I feel like there's about, it's like a handful. Like, I would say like 4 or 5 songs are like really strong. Choreography was really cool. We're gonna get more into that. Like more like the music stuff we'll talk about in the spoiler section.
Yeah, I thought you had mentioned in the car that there's a lot of great messages within the new music. I really like that there was a lot of great themes to it, and that all of, like, even like the dialogue, like I like the message that they were giving to the audience, and I thought it was it was just heartwarming. Like, it was very heartwarming. It was magical.
Yeah, it was definitely magical. Like, it has that Mary Poppins feel to it, which is really fun, and I think it's definitely one to check out in the theater, because it's a really great movie. Just don't watch the original before you see this. Like, I recommend, because there's 2 different, like, don't compare, they're 2 different movies, and then you'll go in and you'll really enjoy this one. I liked how in the beginning of the movie, you have, like, you see, like, Lin-Manuel, and he's on the bike, and he's going around London, and I really like that song that he sang. I liked that one a lot, and how it came full circle at the very end of the movie. I thought that was really,
I love when movies do that, when they start a certain way and they end, like, kind of, like, the same way, and it just, I love that too.
And the message that it was giving, like, you know, like, just look up, like, I loved it. The last song was my favorite, but I did really love the other song. I liked the song that they sang when they were in the bathtub.
Yeah, I
really liked that one, and then I liked the one when they went into, like,
I like the one where they were lost. And then all of the chimney sweep guys, they were all singing, and then Mary Poppins joins in, and the kids join in, and I think that was my favorite part of the movie, actually, because I really love that number, like the dance.
Well, I felt like the dancing in that was very reminiscent to the Chim Chimney song, and I feel looked like it almost.
Yeah, like some of it was very similar, and that's why I really loved it, and it was, I think that was like the biggest number, I think.
I think it was the best choreography-wise, and for me, like, I thought that had the best choreography, but my favorite song was I Love the End song, and I really liked the song with and they were in like the Royal Dalton Hall. I really liked that song that they sang about like the cover or something. Like, I really liked that song as well. One of like my top songs in the movie was the song that she sang to the kids when they came out of that, and it was like the Nothing's Gone Forever. That slow, it was like it was the only slow song in the movie, but I really loved that one. Like that song really touched my heart, and I love that the kids sang it back to the father, and I thought that was such a great moment, and I just really liked that tone to it, and it was just made my heart really happy that the kids were there for their dad. I really liked that, because it was kind of like a sad story in some way. You know, we have Michael from the first movie, a little boy, and he lost his wife, and like we said at the beginning, it's a really sad situation. They're losing their home, and it's really sad, but I love the hopeful tone at the end.
But I feel like they didn't make it as sad as they could have, which I appreciated.
Definitely,
They could have went way more.
Yeah, they focused more on Mary Poppins and the kids, which was really important. They focused more on Mary
Poppins, and they focused more on, like, the lessons that she was teaching the kids, why she was there. And I love when she had said originally when she first got there, she told the kids that, like, once the door opened, she's leaving, and they didn't understand that. And then when it ended up that Michael learned how to be like a kid again, and like everybody like learned what like Mary Poppins was there, and she got her job done, what she had to do, and
she helped
them, the door was open.
And like the door was open to like their home, like they were able to save it. And I like the ending of the movie with the balloons and stuff. I loved that part so much. That was my favorite.
I love how it's only adults. Like it was all of them learning how to be kids again.
It reminded me of the moment from like the original movie when they all like the adults are floating when they were like drinking something, and then they all start laughing and they're floating in the first movie. I thought that was kind of like that, like having like the adults float and feel that joy of being a child. Like that was like really, that's like a touching moment for us, like when like the adults like feel that kids that feel like what it's like to be a kid still.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love how Mrs. Potts was the one.
Yeah, Mrs. Potts was handing out the balloons.
I like hear her voice, and I'm like, that's Mrs. Potts. She's like handing out all the balloons. I love that she was in there, and we got a cameo from Dick Van Dyke was in this, which was really, really exciting when he got up and he started singing. And
I love that song.
We love that song. And like that was one of my favorite parts of the movie too. That was a great moment.
He comes in and he just starts yelling at Colin Firth and gets him out of there, and he's like, I'm taking over. Like I really love that. And he had that moment with Mary Poppins too, where they were kind of looking at it. It was just really nice to have such a cameo from him. Like out of all the people, like obviously you kind of wish you had a moment with Julie Andrews, but like it's understandable why she didn't want to do it, because she did Aquaman actually. She had a cameo in there, but I think that it was a focus on Emily Blunt.
She wanted it to be her movie, and she didn't want to take away the spotlight off of her.
And she did great. Emily Blunt, like I loved like the way that she was with the kids and stuff was so cool. And even in the beginning,
I know, she has like this like snarkiness like attitude to her, but she's like
she's fun.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And she's I love how imagination is so important to her, and how she teaches that to the kids right away. Like when she's like, okay, now we're gonna have a bath, and all the kids are like, I don't want to do that or whatever, and then she starts throwing all of these things in, and then they all like sink in, and they're underwater, and there's like a pirate ship, and I just thought that was really fun. And I love that song that they were singing as well in that number. I really like that number a lot.
I love when they go into the bowl.
Well, I feel like that also was kind of reminiscent to the original, how they jumped in the painting, and in this one
so there were like little things that like reminded us of the first one that they threw in, which I really appreciated. And I love the animation of the bowl. I thought that was really, really cool.
Animation.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I like how when they're there, they see like the wolf, like the watch. It was the bank teller guy.
I really liked the moment before they go in like the Royal Dalton Hall, when they go there, and they sit, and then I like that Lin-Manuel's character Jack, he says she never explains anything, Mary Poppins, because it's so like that is Mary Poppins. She's just magic. And I love that there's no like they mention it in like the songs, that there's no logic in this. It's just magic. It just is, and anything is possible. And when you have that imagination,
like,
and I loved that.
And the impossible, and she taught that to the kids, and they realized that at the end when they had to turn back time, and they knew Mary Poppins could make it happen. And then she was like, oh yeah,
we could do that.
I love how all of the chimney sweep people were like, they were climbing up the tower, and then she's like, oh, and has to go like do it herself. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I love that she's just magic. Like there's just such a magic.
And you don't know why. It's just, it just is. It just is, yeah.
But back to the Royal Dalton Hall moment. Like, I love the penguins. The penguins were
for the first movie. I got so excited. I was like, it's the penguins.
Yeah, that was a really great number. I loved them. I loved how even in, I think there was like, I would say about 2 or 3 songs, I felt like where Lin-Manuel was like rapping almost, and it had like that Hamilton vibe for me.
Yes!
I call it like a Hamilton.
That was that song, and he was like literally jumping on like bookcases, and like he literally was, he was
just like that. It was like that tone,
a Hamilton moment,
and it was Hamilton to me. It made me happy, and I really love that song, and I love that Georgie goes on like this adventure with the kids. Like they all, like the kid gets taken, and the brothers and sisters have to go after him, and like I love that whole thing. And then when they were going, there was like the edge of the bowl, and they're like, no, it's the edge of the bowl.
Yeah, and they thought it was a dream, and then they realized, and they look into the bowl that her scarf was there that she used to fix the wagon with, so they realized that it really did happen.
Yeah, I thought that was
that was a really magical part.
Yeah, and that song though that she sang before that, I love that song. That was one of my favorites. And then she's like telling the kids, like, because the kids are like, oh, you know, like I miss my mom and stuff. And she tells them to like look up at the sky, and like she makes the one that's bright. Like I love that song. That song was one of my favorites. I really love that moment with the kids. And Emily Blunt's voice is beautiful. I loved her voice. She had such a great voice, and yeah, I love them.
I thought her whole persona, like she really like captured
Mary Poppins. She captured Julie Andrews,
and that's it is a hard role because Mary Poppins is so like just so proper, and like her expressions and like everything is just so like on point. It's really cool to see Meryl Streep in this movie. I thought that she did a great job. That song was one of my least favorites. Yeah, I didn't really like that song as much as the other songs. Yeah, I kind of wish that song I liked a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I like
the message. Exactly, like there was really great messages to the songs. Like I love how it was like, oh, they all turned upside down, and it was like they're seeing from a different point of view, and then that's where she was able to like fix the bowl for them. Like she was like finally able to. It was like, oh, the second Wednesday. Like that was a funny like concept that like every second Wednesday like her house literally turns upside down. So I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I wish I liked that song a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that was actually surprising for us because Meryl Streep, like we knew her from like Mamma Mia.
I think because it was Meryl Streep, I expected more from that song. I mean, she did a great job singing it, and it was great like choreography. But yeah, that song I wish I liked a little bit better.
Yeah, I didn't even know that she was gonna be in it. Her and then Colin Firth. I didn't know those two were in it, and I don't know why I didn't know it. But when I saw the beginning, like when in the credits, I was like, oh my god, it's them. And Colin Firth's character, like the banker, he was so mean, and it was weird having him play like a villain. And
I kind of didn't understand why he wanted the house so bad though.
No, they didn't really go into that.
I feel like that could have been explained a little bit more. I didn't understand, like he really just wanted the house. I guess he was just greedy, and he just was a bad guy. Yeah, I guess that was really what it was.
But again, I like that it focused more on Mary Poppins and like the magical feel to it, as opposed to what was going on with the adults.
Thing with the adults and like finding the certificate.
That too.
I love the certificate was the kite.
Yeah, it was the kite. I kept thinking they were gonna do the "Let's Go Fly a Kite" song. I was like waiting for it, but I did like the moment.
There was a feel to it. There was the instrumental.
The instrumental I heard. But I really liked when Michael said to Jane when they were trying to get into the bank before midnight, they were like, let's go fly a kite, and they literally flew the kite into his office, which I thought was really clever that they prevented. And of course that's when Dick Van Dyke came out, and that whole, basically like the whole ending I loved. Like I loved like the second half of the movie like a lot. Like I loved the whole, like how everything happened, and it was really sad, you know, like when you think like, oh my god, they did lose the house, and it's like, how are we fixing this? But I did like the idea of it being inside the kite, because you would never think that. And it's funny because in the beginning of the movie you see Georgie fixing the kite, and Mary Poppins, like she says something to him about fixing it, so it made sense that it was kind of in there. Yeah, like I just love that it came full
and she had George take out the like she knew she had Georgie take out the bin with like all of the stuff in it, and that had the certificate that he used to fix it with. So and I loved the scene when they first go to the bank, and she tells them, she's like, okay, you guys go sit over there, and she's literally like watching them through like the reflection, like them get up and go when they went to the door.
I thought that was funny because obviously like she planned that, but I thought like that whole idea. Like, that's what happens when Mary Poppins watches kids. Like, she has, like, these things in motions with them, and it's just a lot of... Even the way that they got to the bank, I loved how they were on, like, Lin-Manuel's bike.
When they were on the bike, yeah, I love
Jack's bike. It was just like everybody could fit on it, and then she had that funny
I thought it was really funny when they were like about to they were gonna get on the bike, and the kid, and I think Georgie had said it to her. He was like, how much do you weigh, Mary Poppins? And she was just,
just looks at him like
gives him this look, and it's like the looks that she gives, like her expressions, it's just so like
really funny.
It's Mary Poppins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One thing that we were talking about in the car with Anna Maria is that, you know the song in the first one that's like, step in time, step in time? We were saying that if they had thrown that song in, I would have been so happy. When all of the Leary people were rushing towards to, like, for the clock, I feel like that would have been a perfect moment to, like, subtly put it in there.
Like, yeah.
But... no. I mean, that was just something that we thought randomly.
Yeah, again, I think it goes back to the whole thing of us wanting more of a nostalgic and, like, trying to grasp, like, all, like, the little moments that were in the film, which was really nice, but I think we just wanted maybe, like, a little bit more of the original feel to it. But
I just wanted one song from the original, but I understand why they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely understandable.
It's understandable.
Because they wanted it to stand on its own.
Stand on its own, which I don't blame them, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So that song, I really enjoyed that song, and the choreography was so great.
It was so amazing. I got so happy. I got so happy when we were watching that, especially when it's like turns to instrumental and they're just like swinging from the lamppost. Yeah, cool. That was like really, really magical. I thought that number that was really good. Yeah.
And again, I love the message of it, like the whole like follow the light and you'll like find your way. Like I love like the messages of all of the songs. I thought it was really important. Of course, my favorite number was the one with the balloons and the Nowhere But Up song. I loved that when you have like Michael and he's going up and he's like, Jane, everything's real that Mary Poppins taught us.
That was my favorite from that.
Like, it was like, yes it is. I loved when he was going up, and then like eventually like all of the adults were going up and the kids and everybody, and then you had like Colin Firth, like the banker. He tried and it wouldn't work. Nope. It was like you have to believe in believe in the impossible to have that feeling, and then I loved that.
And then Mrs. Potts gave the balloon.
Mrs. Potts handed out the balloon.
Hands out the balloon to Mary Poppins. Like, there's one more left. I think it's for you. And then the balloon ended up flying away because the door was open and it was her time to go. And she said, "It's time." And I love at that moment that the original Banks children, like they knew, like Michael and Jane, they knew that
Mary Poppins was gone.
She was like, she's gone, isn't she? And he knew. Like, he was like, thank you, Mary Poppins.
It was just so nice.
And then of course it ends with Jack, and it came full circle, and then we see Mary Poppins flying away.
Oh, I really like Jack's little romance with Jane, and how like he used to wave to her from the window when he was little. I thought that was really sweet. I love the little.
I love how they were dancing as well at the end with the balloons. Like he came up and like picked the balloon out for her. I thought that was really sweet.
It was like it was such like it was just like a really small subplot of it, but it was really small, really nice.
It was nice. Yeah, it was a nice touch.
Also, even the weather changed. Like in the beginning of the movie, the weather is very gloomy and it's rainy and dark, and then at the end of the movie, there's flowers and it's just like such a bright ending. And then I love that the last shot that they did was Mary Poppins flying away. I thought that was just so sweet. And Jack says at the end, he says, like, I always believed in Mary Poppins, or something about...
Oh, yeah, I'll always believe in you, Mary Poppins. Something like that he had said.
There was, like, a moment with Jack that he said
he, like, after he, like, ties the balloon on his bike, and then he says it. It was something really good. I think it was something like that,
Yeah, but I really loved that moment as well. And the whole movie, it was just such a heartwarming movie, and it made us really happy, and it was so magical. We'd love to talk about the movie with you guys down in the comments below, and you can also follow our social media. We are at City of the Fields.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye!